Saudi Arabia and Russia drive OPEC alliance plans to cut oil production, propping up prices.
Here's a summary of the article.
Saudi Arabia and Russia are driving plans by the world's most oil-rich nations to cut oil production and therefore prop up prices, while the rest of the world battles to lower energy costs in the face of Vladimir Putin's ongoing war in Ukraine. At the meeting at the group's Vienna headquarters, it is expected OPEC will agree to its biggest output cut since the start of the COVID-19 pandemic in efforts to buttress prices, to the benefit of Putin. The Russian leader has used his leverage over the oil and gas markets as a way to counter the crushing Western sanctions imposed on Russia over his invasion. As of September 2018, the 13 OPEC members accounted for an estimated 44% of global oil production, and 81.5% of the world's proven oil reserved. The group can manipulate oil prices by setting production targets. There's been plenty of rumors about how the alliance will respond to the deteriorating economic outlook and lower prices, said Craig Earlham, analyst at trading platform Oanda. A sizable cut now looks on the cards. The question is whether it will be large enough to offset the demand destruction caused by the impending economic downturn, he added. OPEC will not be making any friends among Western leaders, especially petroleum importers whose economies and currencies are ravaged by higher oil prices due to a deterioration in the trade balance, said Stephen Innes, an analyst with SPI Asset Management, ahead of Wednesday's meeting.
This post received a score of 7,700, with an upvote ratio of 96%. Here are the top comments in response to this article.
What is Russian next available government sales? Just curious. What else do they supply to the global economy?
Top 10 Russian exports in 2021: mineral fuels including oil, $211 billion, 43% of total exports; gems, precious metals, $31.6 billion, 6.4%; iron, steel, $28.9 billion, 5.9%; fertilizers, $12.5 billion, 2.5%; wood, $11.7 billion, 2.4%. Machinery including computers, $10.7 billion, 2.2%. Cereals, $9.1 billion, 1.9%. Aluminium, $8.8 billion, 1.8%. Ores, slag, ash, $7.4 billion, 1.5%. Plastics, plastic articles, $6.2 billion, 1.3%.
Russia is just a 1980s gas station.
The list is missing Russian arms exports, which brought in $14.6 billion in revenue for 2021. Sales mainly to North Africa, India, Southeast Asia and the Asia-Pacific region and Middle East. Aircraft make up nearly half, 48.6%, of Russian arms exports. Ukraine has ground down its manufacturing capability in 2022. Exports estimated to be about $3 billion in 2022.
I believe Russia is now the largest supplier of military equipment for the Ukrainian army. All donations, of course.
Yes, indeed. Here's a great analysis by Perrin of the amount of Russian gear the Ukrainians have repurposed.
Thanks for the link. I encourage everyone to pass it on to others.
You know, the easy, if anything in life is easy. Macro play is for Western nations to just go balls deep into transitioning to renewables. Screw the oil lords.
The sooner we can cut ties with Saudi Arabia and stop propping up that ridiculous government, the better.
Can't cut ties with Saudi Arabia until oil use is mostly eliminated. Who are the other options for oil? Russia? Iran? Oil makes so many countries terrible.
Yes, this is why I believe in the importance of transitioning to renewables and nuclear. You'd think conservatives would support something that makes the West less reliant on places like SA, but for some reason they love oil.
I tried to use that argument on conservatives. Didn't work. I feel defending oil and gasoline is much more to do with conservative culture than it has to do with reason for them.
I was driving behind a truck today with a bumper sticker that said, "My carbon footprint is bigger than yours." And no, I wasn't triggered. Shaking your head in disbelief at the stupidity of some people isn't being triggered. I was more confused as what type of pathetic little small dick energy shit stain feels so weak and powerless in the world they want to brag about how much of the environment they're destroying in order to feel like they have even a modicum of power.
This video was automatically created by Reddit to speech. The article and comments in this video were selected from Reddit according to their upvotes, and any paraphrasing was performed by smmry.com, without any human intervention.